60 degrees below zero. Hard to imagine it being that cold, but a handful of Northlanders experienced that exact temperature 29 years ago up in Tower.
One of them, who was there tracking the record Minnesota cold, passed away a few months ago. Northern News Now's Dave Anderson pays tribute in this week's Holding On to History.
In late January 1996, George Kessler and I saw signs of a huge cold snap in the upper Midwest that could set a new cold record in Minnesota. We figured the record would happen somewhere in the Embarrass Valley.
Tower and Soudan and Babbitt and Embarrass are all at the foot of the Vermilion Iron Range. And what happens during the wintertime is that cold air forms on the side of the hills. But because it weighs more, it's denser than the air around it, it rolls down to the bottom.
In 1996, the valley had two NWS observers, Kathy Huppa in Tower and Roland Charlie Fowler in Embarrass. George and I bet on Tower, so that's where we sent our resources. Our reporter, Tamika Snowden, was at Kathy's place the morning of February 2nd, while the other TV stations sent their people to Charlie's. Just after 9 in the morning, the record did indeed happen at Kathy's place. The race to minus 60 was neck and neck between Tower and Embarrass, but at about 58 below, the mercury in Charlie's official NWS thermometer separated, rendering his readings ineligible. Nearly 30 years later, Korean War vet Charlie is in his 90s and is retired from weather watching, but neither age nor time have faded his memories of the 1996 cold snap.
That was a bitter cold month, bitter. Snow was really deep.
Charlie is still going strong in his early 90s, and tributes to him on his birthday draw close to the whole town of Embarrass. Kathy retired from weather watching and was proud of being part of weather history.
National Weather Service had forecasted with the guys that were there at that time, said they probably wouldn't ever see it go that low again.
Kathy Hoppa passed away this past July at the age of 82 after being a lifelong resident of the coldest part of Minnesota. Holding on to history in the Embarrass Valley, Dave Anderson, Northern News Now.
Dave, thank you. Now, in her younger days, Kathy Huppa and her husband Dennis delivered supplies to famous Boundary Waters resident Dorothy Moulter by snowmobile in the wintertime. She was also an important part of the Vermilion Range Old Settlers Association based in Tower in Soudan. Kathy and Dennis are both survived by son Mark.